Hey everybody, Maude here. Thanks for joining us. This week I want to deal with the most popular question I get asked on the channel, which is, Danny, how do I hit my driver and my irons straight? How do I stop coming over the top? And how do I stop this horrible slice that I keep getting? It has been the vein of my life for a long time. Very popular question. Well, in this week's training, we're going to cover how to get rid of that horrible slice for good, or at least give you something that you can go and work on right now to get rid of it. Before I do though, if you're new to the channel and this is one of your first videos, consider subscribing. Press that little bell button next to the subscribe button and you get notified every time I release a video just like this one. So, what is happening? Why do you come over the top and how do you go about stopping it? Well, let's explain what a slice is first and what's actually happening. Well, a ball that kind of curves like this and loses a lot of power, the club, as opposed to coming down and through the target line here, it's coming out here and across the target line, so it's swinging in the wrong direction. Combine that with a blade that is also open this way to that path, and we produce a glancing blow and a left to right side spin that's slicing out to the right hand side. So what have we got to do is we've got to get to the root cause of the problem, and the root cause of the problem, what I found, is simply this. Your club face, as it's approaching impact, if you're slicing it and losing a lot of distance, is likely to be massively open, and your body's very, very clever. Once the club face when it approaches wants to be much more this way, but it's wide open. The body goes, oh, I don't want to hit it over there. I'm going to help him to kind of move and square the face up. But in trying to help you, what it does, the body swings out across the line because it feels it's the right thing to do, comes this way and enhances the great big curve that you get. So we want to first of all work out how are we going to square this club face up on a regular basis and how to sort the path out. They're the two major factors. So you've got club face, which is open, and a path that's coming from out to in. They're the two things we need to sort. So which one do we do first? Very simple, and this is a step-by-step process. Don't rush out to the golf course with this. This is something for the range. You want to get rid of this for good. A little bit of time now working on this will really, really help. So, first thing, you do not fix the path first. If you've got a wide open face and you're trying to swing over into out, which you may have heard to stop a slice, you're just going to smash it further to the right. So we want to start to get the club face closing much more. Now, double check, number one, what's your grip like? Your grip here, particularly with the lead hand here, should be turned inwards. Imagine this, you're looking at me now, and I want you to get yourself set, and imagine I'm going to throw you a ball, and you're going to catch it on the sides of the ball here, like this. Your hand will be slightly rotated in. Bring those hands to the golf club so they're rotated this way around. Now we've got a pretty good, strong grip. What you should find is that the pad of your lead hand here, in my case my left hand, should be on top of the club. If your pad is to the side of the grip here, that is what we call a weak grip, and that will lead to an open face. So make sure the pad is on top. I can do that by, if I literally let go of my last three fingers here, I can still hold the club comfortably because my pad is on top. If I move it to the side, I'm going to drop it. Okay, so my pad's on top. That gives me a great starting point. That's stage number one. Double check your grip. The second thing, once you've done that, is this. We know that, look, you've got a wide open face. We don't want the body to help us out to close the face. So the next thing is to make some swings where you get the sensation that the club face is closing. Completely forget about path at this stage. How do we do that? Well, look at the toe. Just practice getting the toe of the club turning through the shot. From this position, look at this. I'm even feeling like I'm actually almost rolling the wrists initially, okay? Very important, getting the club face closing. Now, you won't get your over the top in this situation, it won't disappear straight away. We're going to do that in a second, show you how to get rid of that. But we want to get the ball not curving left to right anymore. So, we swing over the top naturally, because that's what we've been doing, and the ball starts to go left now. It doesn't just go left, it hopefully, if you do this correctly, starts to curve right to left. Now, as you're doing this, what I would say is don't move onto the path stage until you start to consistently see your ball turning right to left in the air. So if you, in a sense, hit it left and it still curves this way, do not move on to stage 2, right? So all we're doing right now is we're going to start to get the sensation of the toe of the club turning to the sky this way, even rolling, so the club is almost feeling like it's facing the ground on the way through, closing that face as much as we can with the new grip. And hey presto, I'm over the top. My ball's starting to curve in, which allows me now, and hopefully you, if you've got to stage, to move on to stage or step number 2. Step number 2 is sorting out the path. Path is simple. Once you've got the face sorted, all it is sequencing. So people that come over the top, and if you're an overtopper, you'll be starting with the torso first. Simply because you had to do. Your body's clever, it's down with the torso first, it's trying to close the face. We don't want to do that. So, now some of you are going to play golf right-handed, but are left-handed and vice versa. I'm going to give you 2 drills to help you. The first drill is this. You need to get the right sequence. So what you do, you get the sensation of this. If you threw a ball, and I want you to imagine in front of us here is like a hurdle. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw a ball down to the ground and we're going to skip the ball as if it's going to bounce over that hurdle. Now, this is grass, so it's probably not going to bounce, but I'm going to make some throws. And it's bounced over the hurdle. Now what this is doing is giving you the feeling of actually throwing the club. You never come over the top, would you? It's just not going to happen, yeah? So we're getting the sensation now of how to sequence the swing, throw it down. Now some of you out there are going to be left-handed, playing golf right-handed. So what you do instead is this. You take the ball, hold it in your left hand, turn the back of my left hand to the camera here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice now throwing the ball to the ground in the same way, but I'm throwing it at the back of my hand now. And throwing it forward. This way, watch, am I going to come over? It's not going to happen, is it? But you get the sensation now of throw. This does 2 things that will hugely improve your shape of swing, but also your power. Just the mere fact of throwing, letting go. How many times are you controlling the club? This letting go is a wonderful feeling. So how do you then transfer that to a golf club? Well, you can imagine you're holding this here for a second and throw, throw, throw. Remember, all this happens after you sort the club out. Same thing here, back of the left hand, throw, throw. I'm throwing the club, I'm not hitting from this position. And it's as simple as that. Now you've got one or 2 feelings. You might just do throw, throw, something you can do on a golf course, get yourself set, and then watch this, throw. And suddenly you're starting to throw it down the line. Remember, very difficult to do if your face is open. Your body's going to be clever enough to kind of work it out and do something different. But once you've got the face fixed, then you can start to work on the sequencing and really start to let it go down that line, okay? Let's have a look at this one more time. So let's just summarize. What have we done? If you're over the top or you're slicing the ball, we know we're coming out here across the line and the face is open. Step 1, fix the face. How do you do that? Sort the grip out first. Imagine you're holding a ball like this, the hands are slightly turned in, hold the club in that position. That's stage number 1. Just hit some balls, getting that feeling. While you're doing this, we know we need to fix the face. We need to get the face closing down first because we don't want to see it going out to the right. So hit some shots, even if they go miles left, don't worry. Get the ball turning right to left, even if it turns into a pull hook. Great. Stage number 1, tick, complete. How do you then keep that motion and get then the path and work on that path? So we're not going left, we're going down the line. Well, you do those 2 drills. 1, hold the club out in front of you here. Throw the ball into the ground so it tosses over the hurdle like this. That gets you the feeling of throwing this way, not over. Apply that to the swing. If you're a left-hander playing golf right-handed, just simply do it out the back of your hand instead and you'll get a similar experience, and then apply that to the swing. Gives you some really, really good experiences, but it's a step-by-step process that must, first of all, take place on the range. Hope it really helps you hit those irons and woods much, much straighter. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and maybe share it with a friend who could do with a bit of help with slicing and pulling and you name it. And of course, look, if you're new to the channel and this was one of your first videos, maybe give it a subscribe and press that bell so I can see you next week. Now, I've got a free driver series video out if you want to pick it up. It's completely free. It's in the description below. Some extra stuff there which can really, really help. But until next week, everybody, have a great golfing week.